big salute, big salute, big salute. Support goons, support squad, loved ones. Love y'all, man. Love y'all, man. Dwight the Mentor, YouTube, Dwight the Mentor, Instagram, Film Local GA. Film Local GA. Yeah, y'all know what we on. Y'all know what we on. Let's get into it. Chapter 12. Deceivers. Hold on. Did we read this one? Deceivers and the Deceived. No, we didn't read that. Let's get into it. Deceivers and the Deceived. We, the whole nation of the lost members of the Black Nation of America, must remember that for the past 400 years we have been reared by the enemies of our fathers. According to their own history writing, bringing us from our native land and people into the Western Hemisphere was not for the purpose of making themselves friendly people to us and our nation, but to deceive us as being that which they actually were not, a friend and advisor to us, while at the same time depriving us of truth, justice, and equality, even now. After 400 years of servitude, slavery, we must remember that the deceivers actually has deceived us. The coming of God in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, to whom praises is due forever, is to make manifest this arch deceiver's work against us and to acquaint us with the nature of the arch deceiver. That deceit is part of his very nature. He, Allah, comes to give us the knowledge of the God of evil, who had freedom for the past 6,000 years to deceive not only you and me, but also the entire nations of the earth. This is the greatest salvation that God, Allah, could bring to you and me, to know the source of our trouble and its cause. The power of the manifester is to remove this cause which has affected the black nation for 6,000 years. It is worth the heaven and the earth to us when we agree on not trying to make them our friends, which by nature they cannot be, even if they wanted to. Only a few have the belief in goodness. By nature, they are not good, but they can practice goodness. Our predicament and position makes us the victim of deceit of these great scientific deceivers, the white race. They put us to sleep as babies, and they know the type of noise that will awaken the sleeping baby. The noise is that which Allah, in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, who all praises are due, has made. And he, Allah, has missioned me to continue to make that noise until all of our people are fully awakened from the slumber of the arch deceiver of the nations of the earth. Surely not all are really working to keep us blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of the deceiver, but the few who would help us endanger their own lives in trying to help us. As you see, the Christian priest Groppi, Groppi, in Milwaukee, who professes to be trying to help those who want to live next door and in the house of the children of our fathers, slave master, is having trouble. Even this easily can be classified as deceitful work against true freedom, justice, and equality for our people. This priest Groppi, Groppi, is having trouble among other open, vicious haters of you and me, of his kind. This priest wants to help the poor black man here in America, and especially in Milwaukee, to accept false friendship to forever be at their mercy, to rule spiritually, economically, and politically. He is not trying to teach the black men that they should not want to sell themselves back to the slave master for a morsel of pottage. Morsel of pottage. Oh man, the priest knows by the scripture in his Bible that the time is right for the total freedom of the 400-year-old slave of the white man to go to his own earth. The priest is wise to you that you should have a place to live wherever you want. He would not have dared teach this openly before this day and time, the end of this world. The others are so evil and vicious to do us harm that great gangs of white people out in the streets will attack the poor black man going through the area in his car and will yell, "Get the nigger!" Get the nigger! That's how they did Ahmaud Arbery. Prime example. If y'all see that video, them three, that's what one of them said right there. Get the nigga. This is a coward's action of the white man in America ever since we have been here, going after the so-called Negro to do him harm. He always wants 100 whites to attack that one Negro. This shows cowardice and the savage instincts of the white race against black people. The black man can put a stop to such attackers of this evil force, but it is not the way of Allah, God. It is not the way of the prediction as the priest knows. The coming of Allah in search for the black lost members of their nation today is to make himself known so he can conquer our captors by using weapons against which they have no power. He, Allah, will bring attacks of divine judgment of their world without the use of contrived weapons. The weapons of war used by God in the past history of destruction of the enemies of God, such as Noah's people, Lot's people, and Moses' people, are an example of what he will use today. The weapons are the forces of nature against which we have no defense. America is under such divine attack now in storms and rain, hail, and earthquakes. The latter is yet to take place. Man, y'all see Texas, y'all see the floods and everything going on. Just this winter coming up. Well, winter isn't winter now. A terrific drought is on its way. 2. Against America. The book must be filled. The Bible and Holy Quran both refer to all that I have said. This is the divine judgment to bring vicious America to her knees. She, America, hates the people of God and the Negroes. And the Negroes do not know that they are really the people of God. This is the great truth that you must come into the knowledge of, that you are a member of the family of God and not a member of the family of the devil. But you follow the devil, contrary to your own nature. The natural man, black, is of God himself. We have been deceived of righteousness, justice, and equality by the arch deceiver. We have been taken from the knowledge of self as being the true people of God, and that God is present, seeking us to place us again into the orbit of the divine, supreme being, where we can rotate in submission to the will of God as the entire universe is doing, except the white race. We cannot set up a better government for our people by using the corrupt political activities of this people, the arch deceivers. All of their work was based upon deceiving the nation, not to bring them into friendly brotherhood and prosperity for the black man. Even today, after 100 years of so-called freedom, he is still against you going free. This is your trouble today. You are deceived and deceived by the enemy you think is a friend. But take note of what he offers you. He is offering you only temporary enjoyment and not a permanent enjoyment for your people. We want some earth and not a temporary room in the house of our enemy. Let the political and spiritual leaders unite on such a stand as getting some earth for the people and not getting just a job and a chance to loll around, sleeping and allowing the enemy to protect our responsibility for self. We must bear our own responsibility. This the God of justice and truth will force you to do before he will be defeated. His purpose and aim is to reunite us to our own. He will fight the arch deceiver with the forces of nature and with his own wisdom, which has no equal, to make you and the enemy bow to his will. This is the judgment of the world and especially of the white man in America who has been here for 400 years living between the two oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific, to do as he pleases. The slave is deprived of the freedom to do as he pleases, but to do as the slave master pleases. Our great misunderstanding of self and of others lies in the deceit of the arch deceiver of us. They will never teach you and me to do good for self, only under their own power and dictatorship. What we need is to unite, not demanding and marching all over the country to live near the white man in his home, but demand a separate place for us. Bruh, on it. Oh. Oh, my fault, y'all. My fault, y'all. But demand a separate place for us in this country and help us with the means of the civilization. As he had to get started, limiting the time to get started within the next 20 or 25 years. Many scientists think that it is too late for this demand because of the anger of Allah, God against America for evil done to us. But Allah has power over all things, and he does that which he wills to do. It is up to America. If she wants to help us, it would be a great good putting us on the way to self by any evil one or nation. The God of justice will grant them a reward for doing such, as no good acts goes without its reward. They deceive the so-called Negro under temptation, filth, indecency, and a promise that they will be given jobs and new homes next door to them in the same territory which their very nature is against, and which is without any future. It is temporary enjoyment. We want something permanent. Give us a few of these states to live in to ourselves, which we have well earned with 400 years of free labor. When he sees that his life and your life are at stake to try to accept the present plans filled with deceit to the Negro, both you and he will become an opportunity to agree on the kind of program. Unite with me, Black America, for your salvation. Unite with me, Black America, for your salvation. Ooh-wee. Man. Oh, chapter 13, evil spreading far and wide. Far and wide, the evil is spreading. Ooh, shit. Yeah. Deceivers versus the Deceived. That's going to be the title of this. Deceivers versus the Deceived. Yeah, so big salute, man. Y'all stay tuned. I might have to keep reading, man. This thing just be getting. I hate when we be getting good and I had to stop and it. We gonna be back. Love y'all, man. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Aye.